What's up, shitheads? And welcome into Same Shit, Different Toilet. Hey, thanks for spending part of your week with us. On today's show, we got a wild ride in store as we welcome in, from the Shit Happens fame, Pepto's in the outhouse tonight. Hey, we had a couple SSDT mini retreats through this week, starting with a comedy club, ending in Tahoe. Hey, we also brought back Bean for another edition of Shit Happens, featuring our boy Lord Flatulent. Hey, so we're going to run through some stories of the past. We're going to reminisce as we kick back and have a good time here on episode 19.
First and foremost, can we get a round of applause for Pepto?
Yeah, Pepto.
What's up, guys?
Thanks for coming, buddy.
Welcome
Thanks
to
for
the
having me.
outhouse.
I'm glad you can make it. It's nice having a long-time listener, no-time show-upper come in for his first episode. That's pretty cool.
Can't blame him. He's from out of
I
state.
know. And he's the first one to show up, so it's our first official.
We could walk to
the Mama
Manjeet's house
KGB
right now.
and Hollywood Nikki, I guess, are our first. Yeah, I know. And he still hasn't shown up.
Sorry. But,
No, you're right. He put in the work. Came from a long ways away. Where our podcast is the second most popular in the States would be Arizona because of him and Bean. They've been killing it for us.
That's awesome.
Putting in
man.
the work.
Thank
Much
you.
love
And I
to
got a
the
bunch
Arizona.
of stickers. If anybody wants some cheap stickers,
We're
give them
sharing
to you.
it. We're sharing it too.
Yeah.
Expect
It's
it to
awesome.
grow.
We appreciate
Awesome,
it, man.
It's awesome, man. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
You know,
Thanks
we're
for
always
having
we're always having a good time here in the outhouse. So I hope
I can
you
tell.
enjoy yourself.
I could tell.
And it's like Freshie said, we went to a local comedy show because me and this guy over here are going to try and start doing stand-up these days. I told you. I sent you my first 3.5 minutes.
Who'd you guys see?
Oh, they're all local.
Yeah.
He knew one of the guys.
I knew one of the fellows from high school. What up, Jay Wook? Yeah, and I had seen him. You know, with social media, you see all kinds of people you never talk to anymore.
Yeah.
And then, you know, his social media feed started to turn into promoting his comedy. And I'm like, well, I got love for that. That's art. Way to do it. Way to pursue your dreams. It takes balls
Yeah.
to do stuff like that, you
Yeah.
know? So I was like, fuck it. Well, he's always putting out there like, yo, anybody want to come? I got free tickets. Hit me up. And I never say anything. And I said something this time. I'm glad I did, and I'm glad it was in fucking writing on the Instagram. Because we got to the goddamn door all stoned and drunk and shit.
Right.
Because we were.
Hey, we got through security, go up to the podium. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Great. They're like looking. I was like, oh, yeah, we're on the list. Oh, what's your name? I said, my name. and then they're like, And I was like, oh, it's got to be under Duff Man. Maybe it's under Duff Man. Nope, not seeing it. And I'm like, you know what? Like, is he here? Well, yeah, he's here. And then they get like the security face on.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
That
Like,
probably happens a lot with people that,
I get,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was like, really? I was like, oh my god, they're like typecasting me as a fucking stabber right now. Like I've got I'm Steve Buscemi and Happy Gilmore, and I'm crossing people's names off the list with lipstick. And I felt like such a turd, and I was like, you know what? Hold on a second. And I whipped out the Instagram thread real quick, and I was like, okay, so he said this, I said this, he said done. Like, what's up? And then she's like, you know what? You have a Yankees hat on, so you should probably just get the fuck out of here anyway. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
It wasn't that hard, but it was kind of like that.
No, it was. I can understand why you heard it that way. I often hear things in my head much more harsh than they probably
It
came out.
wasn't that
But you
hard.
could read her mind. That's what she was
Is
thinking.
she a
That's-
Red Sox fan?
She may have fucking been
She
based
must have
off
been.
that
Yeah.
response.
Yeah.
But then I was
Married
like,
to one of 'em.
I was like, come on, man. Like, and I didn't think it was going to be full in there. I didn't think it was going to be as full as it was. Way to
But
go,
it
guys.
still wasn't completely packed. But that was pretty. I
It
was
was
a little
I
surprised.
was surprised at how full it was.
Yeah, I was surprised.
And I was like, it's not like I'm not going to come in there and buy like a bunch of beers or whatever. I was like, you need to talk to your boy. You obviously see what he said and what I said and like, what the fuck? And they're like, you're fine. Come on. And then Orange comes up and he's like, oh yeah, he's fine. Like, he's cool. Don't worry about it. We're going to spend some money in there. Don't worry about it.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. So they let us in. It was fun. And it was great. We had a great time.
Yeah.
Actually, some of them, I got laughing hard at some
Yeah.
of their shit. Some of them were good. Some of them were doing it for a while.
Yeah, some of them definitely had more seasoning, you could tell, in the way they tell jokes. And it was interesting seeing, because we knew some of them were local, so it gives you a little bit of hope, I guess you could say.
Because anybody could do it. And then he hit me up. He's like, hey, there's spot down the street, whatever, XXX. They do wait, you want to take me to a gay porn?
Yeah,
No,
it's
wait.
It's in the. This is how I'm luring you into my sex dungeon because it's in the Lavender District.
Club
so,
XXX.
And no, there's a comedy place, local comedy spot that gives you
5 minutes. Open
5
mic
minutes
night.
open mic night. So,
Now, if people can get on stage with a banjo and sing about dick for 5 fucking minutes, we can come up and talk about dick for 5 minutes and pretend it's funny.
I could play the banjo in the background for you.
I think the banjo's
When are you
awesome.
guys going?
we're gonna
we're
start
not ready
going.
yet.
Well, no, we gotta.
We're writing.
It's hard.
We're writing and practicing.
We
We want to
wanna-
go up and have a strong 5 minutes. I mean, as strong as it can be. First day, you're gonna fall on your face.
You know
and
you're gonna
that's
get
to be
hammered
exciting.
anyway.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But at least
Yeah,
you
keep
tried.
trying. Keep
you know,
trying.
so that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. We don't know how frequent, but it's got to be regular. So if it's monthly, bi-monthly,
It's
you
the
know,
same thing
whatever
as
it is.
playing basketball,
Like this.
golf, baseball.
Anything.
So when
yeah.
I'm thinking of funny stuff, I need to start
Oh
writing it down
yeah,
and
write us
sending it to
jokes.
you.
We'll try.
We would love it.
That'd be
All
great.
right.
Yeah, so some of these comics were great, and then we went out for a drink afterwards with his boy.
Yeah, and it was weird because they're like, let's go to the Blind Pig. And I was like, okay, let's go. Like, I have no idea. I was drinking. So it's a
Yeah.
it's a 2-drink minimum. He had his 2, I had my 2. Freshie was there for a minute. He had 1, and then he's like, yo, I'm going to get out of here. I got to go get some sleep. I got a job in the morning, whatever. I was like, okay. And then, like, the lady kind of looked funny. And I was like, dude, I'll drink his drink. Don't worry. And she's like, okay. And, like, so I drank his drink, and then I had another drink. And then we ended up lingering, like, hanging out with the dude from high school. I'm like, hey, what's up? Oh, I remember you. Like, his wife, we had class together. It was kind of cool. And we ended up hanging out in the parking lot with them, drinking beers and smoking and stuff. They're like, what are you guys doing? You want to go to a bar? I'm like, yeah, let's go to a fucking bar. We go to the Blind Pig. Turns out,
It's on a Wednesday too, right?
This is on a Wednesday.
Yeah, fucking Wednesday.
I didn't know. And I had the idea. I was like, I should probably Uber. I mean, they do have that 2-drink minimum. It's forcing me to at least have 2 beers. And when have I ever had just 2 fucking beers? You know, like sometimes once you
You can do
pop
0,
the
but once you have
top-
1 or 2, then you want more. So.
Not since I've known you, sir.
Yeah, it's just not. I'm working on that. But fucking, so we go there, and it turns out it's the old Who Cares Tavern on El Camino, right down
Yeah.
the street from my fucking high school. I was like, oh, I know where we fucking are. We go in there, and we're having some beers. I know this is running along, whatever.
Well, I was sober the whole time, so I had
So
an
he stopped
interesting
drinking at the
perspective of this whole thing.
So he gets to see Duff
Yeah.
Man get shitty, and I think it's great because I'm going through this horrible toxic phase of dropping my wallet. And,
Oh, yeah, you're
and
lucky.
people I know will come up to me and they're like, "Hey, you're lucky I'm your friend. Here's your wallet." And I'm like, "Motherfucker, like again,
Oh, you dropped your
again."
wallet, dude.
Well, I don't know, man. It's fuck side pockets. The shits
That's
just
the
slip
You
out.
put them in the front. You put your wallet in the front pocket or the back.
No, I usually put it in the back. I'm very
Switch it.
perplexed on this. I don't know.
Switch it.
It looks stupid if you have a
It don't
chunky ass
matter.
wallet.
You won't
sticking out
drop
the
your
front.
fucking wallet.
Well, that's what I was doing at the concert. Fucking front pocket.
Good.
You're not gonna pit pocket me. So anyway, we're in there. I'm lucky he was sober as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, and this is my retelling of the story. I don't know what happened, but I was like, I wanted a beer, and this like the blonde bartender with the big titties kept being like, "Excuse me, miss," like, "Oh, miss." And like she's like, what, like, or something like that. And I was like, oh, I'm just trying to get a beer. She's like, I didn't hear you over there, mouse voice. I was like, what do you mean mouse voice? And she's like, you gotta say something like, give me a beer, blondie. And I was like, huh, okay, I'm just not raised that way. That's like not how I do it, whatever. So I think I ended up getting a beer, and then I wanted another beer because I'm in like Duffman mode, right? And fucking she's talking to these people at the end of the bar, and I think they announced it was last call, or
I never heard it.
something. It looked like it
They
was,
just started putting chairs up like, y'all gotta fucking go home.
it started winding down in a fucking hurry.
Hurry. I
So,
don't, yeah.
I don't know what was up. And then so I
But they served beers. They gave him a full.
Well-
he had a full beer, and the dude behind me is putting chairs up. I'm like, you're sending us mixed signals, man. Like,
well, so
can we stay or can we go?
before I got the beer, she's sitting there talking to these fucking yokels, and they're ignoring me again, and I'm like, I know how I'm gonna get a beer this time. And I said, hey, give me a beer, blondie. They popped up. You can't talk to her like that. No, they
Come
did.
on.
They didn't. I got the beer, but anyway, so I get the beer, and I guess everybody's leaving. Or
Yeah,
the
so we're
homies
leaving, and you're like, why do I got a full beer? And I'm like, I don't know, man. You got to pound it. And I kind of left without you because I thought you were going to drink the beer real fast. So I get out in the parking lot. I grab my phone. I'm like hitting it real quick, like probably telling mama or something what I'm doing. And he comes out with his beer in his hand, and there's this drunk dude, probably in his 50s, maybe a really rough 40s, right? Smoking on the bench
I'm
with
going
this
with
woman.
really rough 40s.
That was a rough 30s. And this other short, fat, like Filipino dude. And he comes out with a beer, and a guy jumps up. He's like, "Hey, you can't have that out here." Duffman's like, "It's cool, man. I'm not trying to cause any problems. Just trying to finish my beer." He's like, "No," and he stands up. He's like, "You got to take that inside right now. You're going to get us all in trouble." And he's like, "Calm down." Well, calm
this
down.
was after closing time already happened?
Yeah, after they were forced
Yeah,
out.
when I first heard this, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I didn't
So-
even know that was a
I thought it
thing.
was just in mid-bar crossing.
Maybe
No.
it's just a shithole, and I'm used to going to places where
That-
it's okay to stand outside with
I'm
a
going to
beer.
go ahead and say that's a fact.
Because
Just the fact I know where that place
everywhere else I go, I've never had that problem before.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a thing, and the guy was getting fucking hot about it.
Damn.
So, and he's like, "You're gonna ruin it for the rest of us," and I'm thinking in my head, "Ruin what?" Yeah. Like, you will find another dumpy dive bar down the street. Love you people at the Blind Pig. Sorry, Blondie. No offense. I'll
Show
be back
for my
next
show
Wednesday.
on Sunday.
Yeah. So, and I stop, and I'm going back inside, and they're like jawing at me or something.
He was like going after. That's when I got worried because at first I was like, "All right, what's gonna happen?" And then Duffman like just pivoted, like, "I'm gonna go back inside and finish this beer." It's like, "Cool," and the guy followed him. I was like, "This isn't gonna end well."
Out of the corner of his eyes, he noticed he was in the corner watching Roadhouse on his iPhone.
Roadhouse.
Getting all amped up to come kick you out.
Yeah. So he goes inside and they are just running their mouths. Fucking retard. And I'm like, really? Like, you sound like a child.
Yeah.
You know, like, "Oh, it's the law. You know what the laws are, you fucking retard?" And I didn't even miss a beat. I didn't stop texting. I went, "Isn't it, against the law in the state of California to smoke within 25 feet of any business, entrance?" "Oh, okay, Mr. Law Guy. You're the one that brought up laws." And then they just kept barking. I was like, this is not. I was so glad I was sober. So glad I was sober.
Because then you might have been like,
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't realize any or sense any hostility because I was vibing. I was having a good ass night. I've seen all these people I hadn't seen in a long time. We were having fun. We were getting shitty on a Wednesday, or at least I was.
Say, you closed down the bar on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was fucking cool.
That's crazy.
And I hear this all later, and I was
Didn't
like,
tell you
yeah,
last time.
so I was like, hey, what's up? What was up with that shit at the bar? Did
I
that
think
get
those
kinda
kind of
weird?
bars have a small community to them.
Yeah.
Your old man was at a bar like that a lot when I was living with you guys. They were always at the same bar, and it would
Hot
change.
Saints.
It would change ownership like every 6 months. It seemed like, "Hey, we're going down to this bar." Okay, and then a week later, we're going to this bar, and we're like, "Well, what fucking bar
Same
is that?" I don't know,
place,
it's the same
right.
fucking place.
That was
literally one guy would
They
sell
should have
the
just
bar.
called it ATM because that's where we stopped to get cash.
Yeah,
from
we
our
stopped to get
parents
money.
all the time.
They,
You go meet them.
Nice.
Knock, knock.
people would just swap from behind the bar to the front of the bar, like they'd all take their turns being the bartender for 6 months to 9 months.
Oh, dude, the
It was weird.
Valencia Club?
Yeah, is that what it's like there?
No, it's shut down.
Really?
For a long time. And then
Oh.
there's a liquor store right across the street. Some dude started buying hella beer and somehow got it open or was in the back portion because the back part's just open with a fence.
Yeah.
He started selling beers in there, apparently, for a while. Then all of a sudden, somebody bought it and opened it back up and kicked this guy out. But
So it was just like a house party?
it
all
was
the
like a
time?
house party with, a bunch
That's
of beer,
funny.
like, for a while. It's kind of weird. But that's how that bar is, too, You got the locals in there that I see every time I'm in there.
Oh, yeah. The
same
turtle's
exact
been
people.
down here. My neighbors should be drawing a pension, and she remembers the turtle from her swing in the heydays. So it's been around for a long time. I bet you it's had 100 different owners.
A turtle is definitely a shithole in the wall.
I just hate that fucking vibe. Everybody, it's peace and love, man. Alcohol is the devil. It makes people fucking evil. She's the devil. I will still fuck that bitch. But at the same time, it's the fucking devil. I've been feeling so fucking great, and today I just woke up angry. Like, I had 4 drunk nights out of 7 this week, and I just felt like shit today. And I was like, you know what? Last week when you were on cloud 9 being all chill about everything, you weren't drinking a hell of a lot. You were working out. I'm 2 weeks in on the workouts. I got 6 in last week. I'm going to do 7 this fucking week. Fitness challenge. # But fucking, what the fuck, old man? Like, what are you going to do? Like, I ain't Roy Jones Jr. and shit, but I'm pretty 99.9% sure that I'm going to fuck you up. B, like, dog, we're all out here having fun. How many $5 beers are you going to buy? Did you come out here and spend $100 to get your ass kicked? I don't think so. That's why I think we need slightly
that's right.
a little bit of an implementation of mutual combat. A little bit of trial by combat. I'm not saying everybody needs to go out there and be assholes and kick each other in the teeth and fight and shit. But if there was a healthy fear that your words could, not a fear, but just a healthy realization that your words can actually get you into trouble and you can't mentally abuse people for lengths of time without fear of getting punched in the face, people wouldn't be as fucking cunty.
100%.
That guy, if that guy knew,
That one.
Doesn't Bill
Sorry,
Burr have a
no.
bit about that?
is that a thing?
He might. No, I'm
He
sure
does.
lots of people have had this absolute opinion before. You know what I mean?
Fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Neener.
I think it's
can't
funny
touch
you
me.
just dropped the cunty, though, because that is 100% because yesterday when we were golfing with Lord Flatulent,
Oh, my God.
you couldn't keep it together.
I couldn't handle it. It's hilarious. He's so simple. Love you, dude. That was a fun weekend,
it was a
except
blast.
except for the one moment that you almost died. But we'll save that for your guest episode.
Yeah, for sure.
But so we're golfing with this guy, and everything he says is really clever. Like he could be horrible at math, but I think he's a genius.
Oh, man.
So he'll hit this shot, and he goes, "Oh, look at it! It's a beauty! It's a beauty! Oh, fucking hell! Got no legs! Fucking cunt!
That is exactly on,
You
too.
wanker!" And I'm just like, all day. Oh, actually,
was killing you.
he saved the cunt. He saved the cunt bomb for like the end.
Yeah.
We were on like hole
Yeah.
18.
It was like 17
and
or
he's
18,
he
yeah.
was fucking. He was pretty decent, right? He was decent. What he shot a 98 yesterday.
99.
You got a 94.
Yeah.
I got a 117. I suck. I just cannot string two shots together. I will hit. I hit the longest drive of the day. I'm pretty sure that one, and fucked it up, just horribly. And that's the one where Flatulent was hella close, and then I outdrove him by 20 yards. He gets the fucking birdie, and I ended up with a fucking 8. Like horrible. I'm good right now. But
I should have took a clue on the very first hole.
what?
The very first swing I took.
Oh yeah, what
My
happened?
club head snapped off.
Yeah, we were like, huh?
I was like,
Was that a bird? Like, it was just this black object slowly floating this way all
I
awkwardly.
think he outdrove
Further
the
than
ball.
the
that
ball?
up by your parents' cabin one year.
Yeah.
At that little driving range at Grey Eagle.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh, that driving range. The one with off the hill by the mountain house.
I got
That's
a
what he's
driver
talking
head
about.
out there somewhere.
I can't wait to play that course. It looks
Such
awesome.
a-
So real quick, Flatulent's at the tee. It's a 3. It's like a par 3. It's a pitch or something. And he's got a short club out, obviously, and he's he's gonna take his shot, and he hits it, and it pops up. Like a infield fly rule popped up, fell down before the pitcher. And he's like, "Oh, fucking hell! Pick me head up, you fucking cunt! What a wanker!" And I'm dying. And I'm like, "Bro, I'm not laughing at you, but like, goddamn, you're cracking
Why
me."
doesn't Duff record this section of the podcast from now on?
What section?
Because I think he does the voice better than the actual.
Oh, then Lord Flatulent.
You know, that day
we talked about that. Actually.
it was kind of hard to get him in the mode. He wasn't feeling it. It was a Sunday
It'll get
night.
better.
I think he was
Yeah.
sleepy.
We'll get him another.
Like,
night.
yeah, we want you back, buddy.
Yeah,
but
for sure. That was a blast yesterday. He hit a tree so squarely.
It came right back at
He
me.
dropped it.
You almost caught
It
it.
actually was
Oh.
in his palm.
Yeah, it hit me right in the palm.
Yeah. I
know,
did
that
that
should have
over
been
at
some
Green
sort
Tree
of
one time. Were
penalty,
you with
but-
me that day? Me and this guy used to run over to Green Tree because for like $8, you could play golf all day on the short course. It was a goat trail.
Yeah.
And you could walk it all day for $8.
Well put.
And we were begging people to take us out there. This was before either one of us had a license, and it was a country road, so like riding your bike with golf clubs with no sidewalk or nothing was like not a good. That was a way to like do this in remembrance of my homie Pepto from back in the day that got creamed when we were going to the golf course. You know, that would have happened. But we used to just go out there and they'd drop us off, and we'd have enough to get like a hot dog and a soda.
Yeah.
All you need,
And we would
man.
play golf all
Yeah.
day. And so one day I hosel hanked one to the left, and it hit a trash can, and it popped up, and I grabbed it, and I put it right back down on the tee box and hit it again.
That's funny when shit works out.
Yeah.
Pretty much what happened.
Oh,
to
I
me,
thought you
man.
were going to
Yeah.
catch it. I was yelling at him because while it was in
didn't
the
see it.
air, I thought it was going to happen. I was like, that's going right back.
I was
I bet
trying
you
not
could
to catch it.
seriously almost draw that course still to this day. Like
Draw
I
it
could
on a
pick-
map.
like,
Oh,
I
we
could,
played
like,
it so
picture
much.
Almost every
Oh, and
hole.
if you gave us a map, oh yeah, I remember you hit a drive one time. That you hit the earth before you hit the freaking little white ball, and it was the
Never.
furthest ball I probably up to that point had ever seen you hit. And there was a Dodge dealership right there, so we were always worried about hooking them off in there and ruining a car.
That's funny. That
Having to take a
tripped me
run.
out when
That's hole
Hagen.
4 or 5. 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I remember.
When Hagen what?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
That
I
Nissan
gotta get
dealership?
better.
No.
It's a Honda dealership or something, or there's two of them
Yeah.
there now. It was like they took away the shooting range and put that car dealership in there. And like every now and then, I was like, "Yeah, the net didn't get that one."
We
Like,
went to
I'm
that-
sorry,
But
Civic.
have you
but-
guys ever been there back in the day when they had the golf ball with the
Oh,
holes in it?
Did
to
you guys
chip
remember
into on the driving range?
Oh, you can't see it from the freeway, can you?
Is it
At
still there?
At Hagen?
No,
'Cause they took it down.
He's talking about Green Tree.
Green
Oh,
Tree.
no.
No, they used
They
to
had a
have this
gigantic-
giant. I
yeah.
mean, It looked like what's the thing from Star Wars? The Death Star.
Yeah.
It was huge. Was it 20 feet across?
Really?
Is that too big?
No.
No, it might have been.
It might
and
have
it was
been,
about
yeah.
150 yards out. And it had one of the dimples in the ball was missing. And if you hit a ball in there, you got like a free round of golf or something. Was
Oh, that's
supposedly the
sick.
deal. And you would always try to hit
So
it.
everyone's aiming at that all
yeah,
day.
all day long. So
I
all
gotta-
the balls are right in the same spot, right around it with that little mark or whatever.
Off fucking, what's the one by the 49er, the truck stop? Is that El Centro?
That little driving range?
Yeah.
Do you ever go there?
I used to go all the time, so I haven't been since last.
I used to know that
late
guy by
fall.
like. I used to
Really?
go so much that he would like. He knew the kids, and then we moved, and I never went anymore. I used to love the.
Did they
Indian
have
guy. I
the
used to love him.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
he's cool. He's super nice. Well, if I assume it's the same guy, but did they have the cars out there in the fairway?
No.
So there's two beaters just out there. One of them
For targets?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
one of them's like $200, and the other one's like $350 or whatever it is. And like, so one summer, and this is when I was like, I was going through the divorce or whatever, and then I was like getting with Nikki, and then so I'd spend my time with Nikki. But then the nights that Nikki, Hollywood Nikki, whatever, that's my wife. What was you doing? Is there a fly on your face or something? What the fuck? You season up?
I was just
You
hearing
need to-
names that I was wondering if it was
Oh,
supposed
if it was
to be,
allowed.
if they
No,
were-
I call her Nikki all the time. I'm the one who is least give a fucketh about the nicknames. So,
okay.
No, I
but,
don't either.
Yeah, but no, it's
give
cool.
a fucketh.
Well, my wife's name is
biblical.
part of her nickname, Hollywood Nikki. So it's like whatever. But and professional circles, she's named at Nicole. So at least I've done that much. But so fucking eight. So the nights when she was doing her own thing, and I'm like, you know, like what's going on, or does she like me? You know, just stupid dating anxiety shit.
yeah.
I would go get tall boys with my clubs, and fucking, I would just sit there and rack that car. And I'd be like, I'm gonna do nothing but hit this car. And I would just sit there and like, I wouldn't hit it every time, but I got good at hitting the car. And you would just hit the side of the door. And you're like, fuck yeah. So I went there. We still live relatively close to it. I went there last like August, early September, and it was yellow jackets, bro. Like forever. Like I don't know exactly if they were yellow jackets or wasps or whatnot, but there was yellow and black stingy flying things dive bombing me. It was sketch. Like, and it was like on a bad day, and I was like, I'm gonna go fucking work out some frustrations at the diving room. I'm gonna go hit that fucking car. That sedan's got my name on it. I writing people I don't like's name on the golf ball. Yeah, you know, I didn't go as far to do that because I'm so afraid of the fucking bees. I went to put my tokens in the ball dispenser. I'm like, what the fuck? Like back away from it, get all back like this, and I was in a bad mood. And I was like, and then I got scared because I don't want to get stung. I don't know if I'm allergic to that. I mean, I've been stung by a bee before, but I've never been bitten by a wasp or a mud dauber.
They're not nice. Do they stick to you? You have to like physically pull them off of you.
They start embedding
Like
like
the
a
mud
termite,
divers?
right?
Yeah. They just grab onto you, and like
We
I
just
got
had some of
stung
those
on
on
the
our
back of my
porch.
leg, and
Dude, I had a mud dauber on the porch last summer, and I was like, that shit was aggressive.
I don't even know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
It's a fucking
Guess I'm
Terminator
lucky.
bee.
It looks like a wasp, but it's got like this long stem before it gets back to the back part of it. It's like this weird looking.
is it kind of like a scorpion-ish wasp or something?
Sounds like something that are my fucking nightmares, fellas.
Yeah.
Dog, it ain't
Yeah.
chill.
Glad I haven't had to face any of these. I'm gonna go buy one of those fucking flamethrowers that are apparently available
Listen,
now, right?
It's
Did you
not
see that
chill.
shit?
No, what? A flamethrower for
Fucking
bugs?
Elon Musk is selling flamethrowers now.
For bugs?
Dude,
For
the
anybody.
the future's weird, dude. But this motherfucker, right? The future, you tripped out off buying weed the first time,
Huh?
not too long ago, right? I mean, that's
How'd that
that's
make
an
you
interesting experience.
Legally?
It takes a long time for
Did you-
legally.
Did
Sorry,
you
I
go
didn't clarify.
into a facility?
Yeah.
See, I still haven't even done that. I haven't done that. I've ordered some,
Yeah.
which was
It was
fantastic.
pretty.
and
It was pretty
easy.
weird. I mean, it definitely, even though we knew full well it was legal, it's a bit of a trip.
Right.
It is. You feel it's a
I
halfway.
feel like you're doing something wrong.
But
Exactly.
part of it feels like when you were a kid and you woke up early for Christmas and you were sitting in bed and you're like, in a little while, I'm going to go through that door and I'm going to have presents and they're going to be everywhere.
I love
and I'm
it.
going to be able to take whatever I want home. But the other part of you is like, I'm just afraid the cops are going to bust in. This is going to be the moment I'm going to be on CNN looking like a bitch. As they
But
busted
nope.
down the first fucking dispensary.
Because
but
it's legal.
still there.
Yeah.
Finally starting, now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, what's up, dog? Like, I'm starting to
Mm-hmm.
recognize the bud tenders a little bit. I keep hitting the same spot because they're nice. They're cool.
Oh yeah, if you find the difference between a good one and a bad one is New York to California. I've been in some shitty ones, and then I got the ones
they're
I
like want to get you out, or they're like not friendly at all. You're like, don't you smoke weed for a living? What the fuck is wrong with you?
At first, I've been through a few of them, and then I stick with them until they kind of get shitty, and then but this one that I'm going to now is across the street from Paragary's, and I remember that before I even had a medicinal card. This was back with my ex. This had to have been like 04. They were like one of the OG shops in Sacramento, and they're still fucking there. So I fuck with them now.
Yeah.
And but there's this other one. It's just like I forgot what I was saying. I'm so sorry.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Assuming that you didn't wait until it was legal in California to partake in this activity.
Partake in purchasing or partake in smoking?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
What is the comparison between like pricing, what you always did before compared to what you could go in and legally get it for now?
Fuck street prices, bro. So like initially, especially when it first started, now it's obviously it's legal. 21 and older, you show an ID, you get in there. Prices are catching up.
Well, there's the taxes hurt.
But they still try to keep it to a number, so they'll factor in the taxes. So say you got an eighth for $50, which is old school street prices. The eighth will still be $50. They just gross it down so that they can include the taxes and make it even $50. That's what they do. Or you'll find somebody with but the pricing matrix is all over the place. So you can get a $7, you can get a $5 gram, you can get a $5 half eighth, you can get a $20 you can get a $20 quarter.
House rolls that are fucking
booty,
nothing.
But it's
pre-rolls.
cool. Like, I mean, if you're like, I'm going to this concert, all these fuckers are going to smoke all this weed. Actually, don't get it twisted. This weekend I only had top shelf, so don't even trip. But I'm just talking like you can go in there and it's like, I'll get this or whatever, or you can get the premium stuff. So you can get the premium stuff that's going to get as expensive, if not more expensive, than old street prices. But you can always find a middle ground.
And there's not an industry in this country that is more consistent with benefits to veterans than the marijuana industry that I've seen so far. They don't wait for Veterans Day. It's not after some big attack.
Oh, it's daily.
All the time.
Yeah.
You get a discount.
Lowe's gives a military discount, don't they?
Lowe's and Home Depot, they make you jump through some hoops now, homie. It's
is that true?
ridiculous.
That's
I
true.
got pissed the last time I went in there.
Yeah.
They were like, they wouldn't take all my stuff. I'm like, well, they got a new policy. They won't even take the
You
California
got to get on
ID
there and like register now,
that
right?
says I'm a veteran. That's not even good enough. I
Really?
have to like register with them. It's weird. I mean, maybe they were worried about abuse, and I get it because there probably are abuse. Somebody there one day gave me a discount even though I didn't have proof.
Yeah, it's not the veterans that are making you do that.
Yeah.
It's the people that are trying to pretend they're veterans.
Exactly. Yeah, one woman,
And that
I didn't have
sucks.
my proof, and she said, I'll give it to you. She goes, if you're lying about that, karma will get you.
She's damn fucking right.
Yeah.
Though,
So,
don't
yeah.
abuse it, don't ruin it for everybody. Oh, shit, I sound like that bitch from the bar. But anyway, just don't abuse it, man. Good vibes, good karma. Do it on to others. You know what I mean? All that good stuff. The golden rule is a real thing. But no, to answer your question, the pricing's all over the place. You can get some cheap shit that'll work, especially if your tolerance is lower. But I usually only buy middle. I don't buy the super fancies usually.
I do just because I hate the discount.
Yeah. I mean,
It's on sale.
Occasionally I will.
Isn't that
but
what Gallagher said? It was on sale. We can't have our shit in somebody else's house. I had to buy it.
I found an eighth in my bag coming over here tonight. I was like, I better check my backpack to make sure I had weed.
Dude.
I
That's how
opened
you
it up.
know
I was like,
you're-
oh, there's an eighth.
I
right
don't
there.
even want to bring this up, but
That's
I
how
was
you know
bringing-
you're a grown-ass adult in California when you just randomly find an eighth. I mean,
It's
can you imagine saying
badass.
that when you were
No.
17 years old?
Oh, we used to.
It's a problem when you have a 17-year-old. I got to tell you, because I don't know if I lose it or if it disappeared.
I remember saving lunch money to get a 5-sack. A 5-sack was a bowl. I give bowls away now. I'll be like, you want to smoke freshly? Yeah, man. Here you go, man. You just gave that dude the equivalent of $15. Like, boom.
When you were a kid,
But
yeah.
when you were a kid, you
Yeah.
would beat someone's ass over that shit. Like, can you front me a bowl? Somebody doesn't come through with the $5 after a couple of weeks. It's like, what's up, dude? Like, wait, you want another bowl? You still owe me $5, dog. Like, what? Get out of here.
Right.
That's never a problem now. I used to get in and out. I like in and out of the shop because of that anxiety, because it's not normal. It's like, oh my God, I'm so used to paging a guy. Remember pagers? Paging a guy and waiting for them to call back. And
the number dash 420.
and then they want you to meet and wait in some parking lot. And every time you see a fucking taxi cab or a weak-ass security company drive by, you almost have a heart attack because you think it's a policeman.
I am glad you brought this up because I had forgot about this story. And he's shaking his head. So one night we're at the house. My pager goes off. It's homegirl's number. And I didn't really like her. She just kind of bugged me a little bit, but she was really good looking. So I page her back with the house number and immediately go, why did I do that? And she calls me back. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to her. And he's like, can I holler at her? I was like, yeah. So I throw him the phone and he answers the phone. And he's like, no, he's not here. And she's like, what? He just paged me. He's like, no, he went to Taco Bell. Like, I don't know. Yeah, he just left. And she's like, she was not very bright, right? So she totally buys it. And he starts talking to her. So it couldn't have been a week later. I'm sitting at the table with his stepmom. She always used to sit at the end of the table and smoke her cigarettes with the door cracked open, blowing her smoke outside. You know, so I was sitting in the chair next to her, as we would often find ourselves. And this man comes home with said individual that had paged the week before. And they come in the front door, which you can see from the table. And they're like, hey. And we're like, hey. And then they go in his bedroom and she just goes, didn't you bring her home last night? And I went, yeah. And she goes, I got to start putting pictures up in the cupboard.
Jesus.
You laugh about pagers. You want to, like, times are changing?
Yeah.
My old man gave me a huge lecture when he gave me a pager. About the $8.99 a month he was getting ready to throw down, and he would pay it. But by God, if I paid you, you got 30 minutes to call me back, or that shit's gone. Gone.
I don't give a shit if you're at the lake.
Big rules.
You better build a cell phone.
Yeah.
That's so crazy because you didn't see the cell phone as it is coming then. But you know what I mean? It was a thing. It was on movies. You know, even rich people only had pagers, right? When I got my first pager, the lecture I got, probably the same one most people got. All right, only drug dealers and doctors. Those are the only people that need pagers.
Oh, I heard that so many times.
My dad had a pager, and he hated it. And he is not a big adopter of technology or anything. I've got a hard fucking time. I sent him a really cool text. I still ain't got a reply.
Please tell
that
me
was Wednesday.
No, that was
Thursday.
You stole your old man's pager when you were a kid.
Hell yeah! Did I already tell you this?
No, but I did. That's why I know
I
it's
did.
coming.
Yeah. So he used to keep this shit in a drawer on the entrance table, as we called it. It was kind of like a nice entryway table. My mom had some nice decorative articles on there. Still does. There was a jar for like all of our keys, etc. And there was a drawer with miscellanea in there. And inside that drawer, right in the front of it, right by the front door, was this pager. And they were very nice because there's a little sticker from the pager company on the back, or the company that gave him the pager, that had the phone number on the
number
back.
on it.
So I'm like, we're fucking cool. I was like, yo, and I thought it was cool at first because I was like, yo, I'm rocking your pager, like I'm taking your pager. He's like, no, you're fucking not. He's like, you're not taking that pager. That's a work pager. You don't need no pager. He didn't give me the drug dealer or doctor thing, but at the same time he's like, you're not fucking using it, you don't need it, A to B, whatever. But like, you remember how you used to be able to text over the pagers with the chicks and shit?
Oh, tell them you loved them. I miss you.
143 and all that.
143.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
So it's like, it was kind of cool and it was hip. Like, cool kids had pagers and stuff, and I was like a fake drug dealer at the time, so I thought it was neat. So it'd suck every now and then. My dad's work would page him, and I'd call the number back like, hey, what's up, Jim? I'd be like, no. What?
Nah, motherfucker.
No, you paged
You
me.
mean a sack or what, son?
You paged me. It's like,
Fucking waste of time is money, motherfucker.
this is Anderson Lumber. I'm looking for Jim Duffy. I can't right now. It's wrong. No. Like, just hang up, right? So I would he'd find it on me, take it away. One time, I don't remember how it happened, but this girl I was seeing at the time was tripping out because I wasn't answering my pages, and then she got worried that something might have happened to me. So she takes it upon herself to call my house, and she's wondering where I am.
No.
And my dad's like, well, he's at fucking work, man. Like, what's good? And she's like, what's the matter with you? Why are you so upset? She's like, oh, I paged him a few times, and he's not calling me back. You paged him? Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck! I got home and that was the last day I ever had that pager again.
Yep.
Fuck. So then I got another pager. My buddy took on a payment. He got a pager. I don't know how he got it. He went to this store and he couldn't make the payments because he was bumming at the time or whatever. And he's like, fucking, do you want this pager? Like, I can't afford the payments. Like, I was like, well, yeah, but like, how do I pay it? He's like, you just go into this fucking cell phone shop, tell them you're me, sign the fucking paper, and you're good to go. And I did that for a while until they questioned who I was and wanted to see my ID. And I was like, you know what? I have a cell phone now. You can have this pager.
All right. I'm just going to go on record right now. Deaf Man is doing stand-up first.
Oh, no, we're going to do it at the same day because I need the moral support, as probably do you. We're going in this kind of a team. I don't know. It's only 5 minutes, dog. Like, and that way I can critique
That
you.
could be
you
a long time.
You could critique me.
Not to scare you. but-
No, I know. I know full well.
Yeah.
But that's why we're practicing, and we're
It's a
practicing
plan.
it
It's
audibly.
a long plan.
So we can check it out. But
We want to start writing
we want to just
screenplays.
vibe.
And I got a sitcom thing I've been fucking stewing on for a couple years
Yeah,
now.
man. This is the beginning,
Yeah.
bro. We want to, even if we ever reach our goal of maximum success, I would like to continue doing the podcast as a weekly touch and just reaching out and connecting with the fans, with the people, the audience. It's all about vibes, man. Our whole P3 shit, positivity. It's real shit. I made that up 4 fucking years ago before I even met these motherfuckers. And then
Like I said, shit's been brewing. I've had this idea for the sitcom for a while.
yeah.
And I've even written stuff down. I don't know how to do it, but I know that I've got ideas.
Oh, I've got my 60-year-old Martin Scorsese director screenplay ready to go.
There you go.
I've got the ending up here, but I haven't typed it yet. I've got the whole first 2 acts done. When it's time for me to actually make like a dope ass movie that I want to make, like not even a stupid fucking comedy, but a nice fucking film, like I've got that shit ready to go. Like I've been wanting to do this, and this is step 1.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun for
This is
sure.
step 1, and it's fucking therapy. Even if it doesn't amount to anything, we started this as like a group therapy session. We can all just vibe out, bro out, have a conversation. We get to do this every Monday. We come out here, have a couple beers, have a couple smokes, talk with our friends, get some shit off our fucking chests, so that we don't have to go out and fucking Superman punch people in the face on a regular
need
basis.
to be checked down
because that's
and
not
punched in the
healthy
mouth, right?
either.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know.
Speaking of getting something off my chest, I know I told you to scroll past that, but I had to say, I think it was tactics that this guy was using against me before the golf night.
I don't think I need many tactics.
He was keeping me awake big time. I could not sleep.
Remember your Uncle John?
I played like dog shit.
No.
That was a stupid question. I apologize. You know what night I'm talking about, though. You could tell this. I could write the story down and you could tell it, right? There's never been anybody in the history of snoring that can top your Uncle John. This
Oh
dude,
no, you weren't that bad.
That
That's
dude
all I'm
sucked
saying.
in the roof.
You weren't that bad. But
no, John was terrible. This guy would voluntarily sleep outside when he come to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And one night when he came over, we thought we would set the tent up in the backyard. Do you remember that night?
Oh, yeah.
As I said, you could probably know what story I was referring to, because we tried to suffer through it, and we ended up giving up and going in the house. We were like, "Fuck this shit, we gotta sleep."
Oh, because
we're
you
14.
You wanted to stay out there with Uncle
Dude,
Joe.
he was
or
in the
John.
cot,
Yeah.
like on
Yeah.
the patio. He would just throw up a cot, and that guy was something.
Did you know he just died this last year?
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, finally,
to be
he
the
just
truth,
got.
I'm surprised he lasted that long. He didn't seem like he was in the
getting up
best of
there.
health.
He was getting up there, but
When did he stop
actually,
flying? Because he was a pilot that time. He dropped by that day. He was flying up.
Yeah. So about the time he left the country is when he actually
Left the
got,
country. Please
Yeah.
tell me there's a good story behind this that I
There
don't know
is.
or remember.
Because my old man would have to verify his age, but I mean he had to be late 70s minimum. But
Just
as my
passed
old
away
man
just now.
describes it, I mean he's legendary, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just done all sorts of crazy stuff in his life.
this is Uncle John.
Yes.
Okay.
If my dad was in here and started telling you guys all the stories, the things that he'd done, you'd think he was full of shit.
Right.
Because It's a book.
Extraordinary.
It's an action movie.
and
you
here's
know,
the
I mean,
thing
he's
Is he the Dos Equis?
well,
guy?
yeah.
kind of. He
to put
really
on
is.
top
I
of
mean,
that-
this guy has been. Well, put it this way: his last name is not the same as my dad's. Witness Protection Program.
Get out.
Okay, dude's been. We talks about being a pilot. It has to do with that, right? Smuggling
Some crazy
stuff,
Wow.
like crazy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he's been everything in his career, done all this different stuff. Well, about the time that Orange was introduced to him, he was doing construction, and we ended up doing a little work together. We got to see him quite a bit, but he had his pilot's license.
Is that
And-
when you guys were up in Washington?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He was the general contractor on that
Gotcha.
job. So, but he had his pilot's license. He wrecked his plane. Obviously, survived. I mean,
Luckily,
I
I
mean, start
Unless
looking
it-
at a percentage. I mean, that sounds
Yeah.
incredible by itself, right?
Yeah, it's not like you wrecked your car. You wrecked a plane.
A plane.
It means you
Right,
fell
it was
from
on the front
flying.
page
Not
of
on the tarmac.
Paper,
Yeah, you were
like
in the,
it was like at the Stockton airport or something. He took off. Something wrong with the plane, and he came back and did a crash landing back at the airport.
That's cool.
So he took the insurance money from that, bought a sailboat. Okay, at which time my dad sold his house, bought a sailboat. But the difference was my uncle sailed it all the way down to Mexico.
damn.
Okay, probably 65 when this happened. Finds some little lady down deep in the heart of Mexico, marries her, pops out 3 kids as a 60-something-year-old man.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, has his total other family. Haven't seen him since I was
That
since he
trip,
lived with me.
maybe.
Like maybe
Yeah.
when I was like a freshman in college.
Yeah.
Wow.
Haven't seen him.
Oh yeah. Up in
He's been in
Washington
Mexico,
State would have been.
right?
Yeah.
And finally, just in the like a couple years ago, he came up because his daughters live in Houston. Moved his family up, started working on getting their papers and everything. But he ended up having some sort of stroke, and his health just fell off the table. I mean, he was doing really well still. He was, generally speaking, but it was just kind of cool. My dad got to see him because we hadn't seen him in years, probably close to
Did he
20
know where
years.
he was?
Yeah, he stayed in contact with him.
Oh, okay.
Not very often, obviously.
Yeah.
He was out of the country, but
Sounds like a Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
A little
So he
bit.
wasn't
Yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
country because he
no.
needed to be out
No,
of the country,
just
but
adventure.
he did need to be out of the country at one point if he got put in witness protection.
He was and needed to be to make whatever money he was trying to make, I'm sure.
Wow.
So we
Yeah.
haven't brought up why we call this man Pepto yet.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
hear
we
this.
promised this after the first shithead story, so
And
we've
that
been
was
holding
a
on to it for a little while.
long time ago. That's right.
I mean, to those in the
Well-
outhouse.
I'm going to start this way back at the beginning.
All right.
All right. So my mother was upset with the doctors when I was born because she was convinced that they used forceps to pull me out, and that's what caused this scar on my head.
Have you had that since birth?
Yes,
Birthmark.
it's a birthmark.
It's a birthmark.
Oh.
But it looks like a scar. The hair's never grown there. And
Ever.
I hardly ever hear about it now as an adult. People just gloss right over it. It's like people don't care.
Because kids
People
are
have
Because
scars.
they've lived life, right?
Manjeet
When
has
you're
a
a-
scar. He's one of the
Yeah.
nicest guys I've ever fucking known. You
Yeah.
just don't even know.
Yeah. When you're a kid, though,
you don't notice it.
everybody's like, "Good Lord, what happened to your head?"
right.
They're just freaking out like all the time, daily. So you get pretty tired, to say the least.
Yeah. Super
Of-
annoyed.
It's a birthmark. No hair grows there.
Right.
Saying boring shit 1,375 times
Right.
a week.
a
right?
week. Yeah, exactly.
So
A week.
literally, and what's amazing is when people are feeling like a little bit sensitive over approaching somebody about something that might be a little off,
Right.
they'll believe anything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've been shot. I've been stabbed in the brain with a knife. And people are like, "Oh my gosh, and you lived?" No, I didn't live. I'm just standing here to tell you
No,
this
I'm a
bullshit
ghost.
story.
Well,
Right?
do you
So-
remember the exact story you
Well,
told the night of
right.
my 18th?
So I've been burned by a car lighter, which that one actually sounds pretty believable because it's about that shape.
it is about that size. That sounds like
Right.
something a kid would do that grew up in the
and
80s.
that was the most common
No
one.
seatbelt.
That, and I've been, I got shot. Well, of course, your friends, crude. They said, "You know what your head looks like? looks like somebody just splattered some Pepto Bismol and it dried up permanently on your head.
Oh my god!
And of course, yeah, fuck you guys.
And
but
all
so
the
that,
homies call you Pepto?
No. Just like literally him and Bender probably.
And
That's about
Bean, no?
Not, I mean,
heard
it really
Bean bring
stuck
up
with
the
you
Pepto.
guys because you guys were around. I mean, he's
Jessup?
brought it up.
I shouldn't have said that. Whatever.
Maybe.
Fuck him.
But like,
That
anyways, like nobody else really. I just go by a shortened version of my last name. It's my nickname. But he's living with me and my parents when it's my freshman year in college. He's
My
a senior.
year, yeah.
And
High school.
so
Yeah.
it's his 18th birthday, and we go out to dinner at Cattleman's, as a matter of fact.
Here, right
Yeah.
off. Okay.
No. Winners. No,
Dixon.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's one right here in Roseville
And-
that I didn't know about weird kids
Oh,
because
you're
we
right.
never came up
Yeah.
here.
So, anyways, we're literally checked in, like waiting, and jackass over here, just trying to start up some conversation. Comes over, hits my girlfriend at the time. So, he tell you the truth about what happened to his head, and she's like, yeah, it's a stupid question. Like, why wouldn't he?
Duh, we covered that on the first
Oh.
date. No.
Well, good, because he usually makes up some shit about getting burnt with a car lighter or something. I get the look. I thought that's what did happen. And not that it was like, I mean, really, it's not even that big of a deal, right?
Now?
But when you're 19,
Oh yeah.
you lied to me, you son of a bitch.
yeah.
It's like, I didn't mean to.
Joe.
Hey, I wanted it to be a lot cooler than it was.
I don't
born
think
this
you.
way.
I thought you told me one time maybe you never saw her again, right? Or that was.
No, I
That's
did.
pretty much
but
it.
Dried up Pepto Bismol. But-
Bean told me a story the other day about coming up to you at a party in Bozeman when you were in school, and he just
He'd wait, and I was like talking to,
some
like, just
trying
all
to spit game,
engrossed, like
right, yeah.
in some conversation, just come up with a freaking bag of salt over your shoulder. Hey, what's that on your head, man? It's about to be your blood, you son of a bitch.
Oh, you got something right here. Oh, wait.
The Pepto
Exactly.
spot, man. Yeah.
Oh, my
Which
God.
I'm going to say right now, Beaner, nobody's better at being saltier than you.
Me?
Nah, I didn't say you, Orange. I just said.
Oh, Beaner.
I was gonna say, like, then I got really confused when you reacted.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hold on a second.
No, that dude will spit some salt in your game for sure. We could tell a lot of stories about that guy. He called and he told us a story the other day himself, actually. So we got a story that we're gonna have you listen to, buddy, and then we'll comment on it afterwards.
Okay.
All
It
right.
should be interesting.
Good evening. I'm Lord Flatulent, and here we are once again for another thrilling edition of Shit Happens. Join us as we wade through your tales of pure rubbish and utter poppycock. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time for a meeting with the governor, ya cunts.
This is out, Mr. Orange has been out in this area quite a bit, out in Bodega Bay. And I just started a pretty serious relationship with my fiance at the time. And we're driving out to the coast. She's in the back seat, buddy of mine's in the front, and his girlfriend's in the back. And we just get into Bodega Bay. You know, you can make a left up in the harbor by Mr. Orange's. Parents have a place up there. And just past there, when you first get a glimpse of the beach, first thing you see almost always, if there's any kind of breeze, is a couple kites up in the air and maybe somebody wincing. And the girl in the back seat of my truck, she just goes, "Oh, we should go get a kite." And I'm just thinking, like, another piss waste of money. Let's go buy a kite, and then, you know, you break the sticks on the kite after the first time, and then it sits in your bag and throw it away. And and I just come up instantly. Just come up with this, like, it's such a hassle. And the girl's like, kind of looks like, what are you you talking about? My fiance too. She's like, what? This look on my face, like, you're just being a jackass. You just don't want to do it, which that actually was the truth. Didn't want to do it. But I figured, why not come up with a story along the way? So I go, it's just the whole thing with the permit and flying kites. It's just such a pain in the ass. And hook, line, and sinker.
You need a
Instantly.
permit to fly a kite?
Right? So it's California. And so she bites into it right away. She's like, well, you don't got to have a permit. And my buddy's looking at me in the corner of his eye like, am I going to fall for it? And I remember kind of giving him that look like, dude, don't say anything. And she's like, you don't have to, she's going to scold me. You don't have to have a permit. And I'm like, hey, you do. I go, you didn't hear about that? 2 years ago, one of those jackasses down on the beach in San Francisco flying one of those trick kites. That thing whopped down and hit some 2-year-old kid on the head, killed him. I go, it's California. What? I mean, and quite frankly, it sounds pretty goddamn realistic, believe it or not. And she's like, oh my God, what? What do you have to do? I was like, well, sometimes they sell them at the store, or you can go into the little ranger station. It's $15. They make you watch a video for 10 minutes. You sign a thing, and the permit's good for 5 years. And she's just looking at me like, I had no idea. And my fiance is looking at me out of the corner of the eye in the back, just like, motherfucker.
You're dead.
I'm not. Well, no, she still kind of had that look like, I'm not saying shit, but this is believable. But then again, this is Bean. So maybe it's not believable. So we're driving through town. What is it from there to the other end of town? Orange, 5 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
And there's that taffy kite store. And I'm acting like we're going to go right by it. We're going to go up to that Portuguese beach. And last second, I slam on the brakes. Whoa, I'm pulling. Little kite store. I was like, let's see what they got. We go in there, and in the back, they've got like a video in a little tiny section the size of a walk-in closet. It's just kites. And they got kites ranging from $20 to $400 kites.
Those big motherfuckers, yeah.
Yeah, big, crazy kites, right? And so I
kill people.
Yeah, the ones that kill people. And I start watching the video like I'm actually interested. And she's kind of looking at me like, whoa, are you? I was like, actually, these, you know what? This shit looks pretty cool. Why don't you go ask them if they got more permits? I'm going to check out this kite. And so she just beelines it. She goes right to the front, and it just so happened it was the people that own the joint. And I just remember the lady was sitting there with like one of those visors on. She looked like a 1940s tax accountant. Like, she looks up over her glasses. The girl walks up. She's like, excuse me, do you have any more of the permits? And, of course, it throws the lady out so hard. She has no idea she's relating it to a kite. She don't know the story. And the lady's all, I remember she pulls her reading glasses off. She's all, excuse me? And at this point, I'm like trying not to watch. And my wife is just flipping through the clothes, kind of like looking up, but not actually looking at what she's flipping through. You know, that kind of move where you're like, what the fuck's about ready to happen? Right. And the lady's like, what? And she's like, yeah, you got to have, like, now this girl's going to school the kite shop owner. I had her so convinced. She's like, yeah, you got to have a permit to fly the kites. And the lady's all, like, this just bewildered look on her face. And all of a sudden she catches on when she looks over and sees me, and I'm just red, laughing with no noise coming out. And she just goes, and her husband, keep in mind, the lady's husband is standing right behind her. And the lady just goes, it's okay, honey. And it hits the girl, and about 2 seconds goes by, and the husband's looking at her, and he just goes, hey, at least you're pretty. And so, of course, she's just like mortified, embarrassed, and we end up leaving, and there people are dying, and we're dying laughing, and she's hitting me as we're going up the door. Well, that was pushing 11, 12 years ago.
That's great.
And I go back out to this town, I don't know, year and a half ago. I walk into the store, and I tell my wife, I'm like, that's the lady. No, it's not. I'm like, that's the lady. That is her. That's her. She's not going to remember. I'm like, yeah, I'm going up there. And I just walked up and go, hey, do you remember when a girl came in here about 10 plus years ago and asked you about selling permits to fly the kites, and she loses it. She's like, "That was you! Oh my God! We tell that every year, family story. That is the best thing ever. My husband cannot stop telling that story." You know, it's just.
That is great. Oh my
It was
god.
classic. It was classic. So.
You guys are getting
It's just like one of those ones. I'll do stuff like that every once in a while, and especially my wife, because when she's around it, she's a little bit immune to it. She's like, "How do you? What the fuck even makes you think to want to do that?" Like, it's shit disturber, you know.
Those people fucking remember you. That's right.
You guys are getting a glimpse into what it was like growing up with this kid. You always had to be on your toes, that's for damn sure.
That's awesome.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for calling again.
Yeah, guys.
bro.
Great story.
keep it up.
That's the truth. You had to be on your toes growing up with him. I almost feel fortunate that I avoided that. So many that are close to me, cousins, my sister, lived with this guy, and they could tell you stories that would put some of these to shame. He was just...
There's
He'll
not
get
enough
you.
time in one
No.
podcast.
No.
To tell
We
all
could do a
these stories.
series on that guy that would probably like go viral.
A bean
You
special
could
edition.
do. Dave Chappelle could put a season full of skits together and not even put a dent in it.
He shit on homie's porch one day. He shit on his porch and stuck his business card in it.
That's
And then he called that day and he was like, "Oh, that's pretty funny." He's like, "But how'd you get your dog to shit on my porch on command?"
Dude, I was just gonna say, what makes you think of this stuff, right? On the spot. We're talking about a guy whose roommate told him, "You better not eat my fucking burrito." So not only did he eat the burrito, but he shit back in the tinfoil, put it on a paper plate, and put it back in the refrigerator in the spot the burrito was in for his roommate to find.
Oh
Wow.
my god!
Oh, that's
I mean, come on now.
I don't know.
I mean-
I just got kind of shook off that one.
there's kind of
I was like, I don't know if I want to meet this dude now.
Yeah.
It sounds like a little too
No,
intense.
here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. As soon as you meet him, you will get it.
Right.
Because there are very few people in this world that could do the most ridiculous, dickish stuff, and you can't be mad at him. You can't be mad at him.
That's just how he is.
Like you
It's
can.
meant with
Now, trust
love.
me,
It's the
I
luck of the
have.
fucking Irish.
I
That's all
have
it is.
been
Is he an
It's
Irishman?
many
Yes.
times.
Oh,
but
I'll
it's,
pull the Irish
It's
card.
like it just
Fuck.
fizzles out so fast because you could just see the joy
This guy's
in
Irish.
his heart.
It just
That
makes him so happy
It makes
to
him
have shit
tick.
in that foil.
The day he can't do this,
Yeah.
he's dying.
He dies.
No, that's a
Yeah.
true
He
statement.
does.
He would do stupid shit like you'd be lined up at baseball, throwing up, warming up, right? You're in a line. This asshole would walk out there, light a fucking bottle rocket, and just throw it in the air and fucking laugh. Do the laugh. That's the laugh. He knew the laugh. That's the laugh.
It didn't even take him that long. I saw him like get his feet right.
Yep.
He set up. He like half closed his eyes. He's like,
That's the laugh. And when you heard that when you were a kid, either you already knew something bad had happened because you'd stepped in it or he laughed, or you did something and he laughed and you were like, fuck, what did I just do?
damn it.
Because I'm not
Beavis.
sure yet, but I'm going to
Like,
feel it in a second.
literally last weekend, homeboy came over for dinner with his family.
Oh, that's right, because you guys live in the same neighborhood.
Well,
So
yeah.
Ish.
We're close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we,
real close.
literally
Same neighborhood.
3 miles apart.
Yeah.
And everybody comes in saying hellos,
right.
hugs, kids are running around, dogs are running around. Come back in the kitchen, and my wife had set out all these appetizers, and one of them's missing.
Like the whole
Everybody-
plate of
everyone notices immediately. We come back in like,
She had like a
Where the-
3-tray thing.
yeah, it's like a
little
three-tray
tiered thing, and
one
like
of them's
one's
gone.
just gone.
And everybody's perplexed, and I don't even skip a beat.
Yeah, like, oh, he's
I
sitting on
walk
the couch.
in and I just go quickly, where the fuck did you put the third dip? Like, where is it? And and with me, it's almost like he can't even hold it in because he thinks it's hilarious that I know. And everybody else is perplexed. And he walks over.
Well, that's exactly
to the-
how he felt in
like,
that kite
the
shop.
top cupboard and pulls out like this salsa and puts it back in the deal. But that's always him. Like
Always.
when we were in college, like literally, I always tell the story. Typical, like, bunch of dudes warming up, drinking a bunch, whatever, before, like, the pregame,
Right.
before we go out.
Yeah.
And I jump in the shower, and literally, it's like out of a movie, like, like, washing your hair, and all of a sudden the water goes stone cold, right? And my reaction is scream, whatever. But I know.
Scream.
Ain't giving him that pleasure,
Oh.
right? So I finish rinsing out my hair calmly, turn it off, put a towel around my waist, and I go walking out through the living room. Don't even make eye contact with anybody. Just walk by. Go over to the closet, water heater, flick it back on, close the door. I turn around, start walking back towards the bathroom. I stop about halfway, look over, and just shake my head like this. And everybody, there's like 6, 7 dudes just fall off the couch laughing like, "Oh my God, he got your number, motherfucker!"
It's a scene right
Because
there.
I just knew. And I just knew, like, yeah, he turned off the water heater. Like,
Fucking God.
So Mr. Got a Guy. That
he
we
had
talked
never
about.
done it before, but I just knew.
Oh,
like,
you
and
know.
when something goes wrong
it.
and he's around.
So real quick before Mr. Got a Guy, and just to piggyback off your story real quick, have you ever been sitting with him when he gets the idea to prank someone else? Yeah, million
You
times,
know
right?
the laugh.
Does he
Yeah.
vocalize it? Does he be like, "Hey, would it be funny?
No.
Pepto's in the fucking shower right now. What if I go
Oh,
turn off the hot water heater?" Or does he just do it?
He makes it obvious that he's about to,
But he
so that
doesn't
everybody
announce it.
notices, and they're like, "Oh, dude,
Right.
Like he wants to get the rise out of
He
him.
likes some.
But
Not
he
always.
doesn't.
No,
but he doesn't
he
say
likes the
anything. He'll
slow
just
burn.
go over and he'll be like, he'll look over to see who's noticing.
Yeah.
There might be like 5 dudes sitting there, and they're all just going on about their business, and then he'll come to the one.
me.
He'll come to the one. What just happened?
Did you hit the table?
I bumped my knee on the
Oh, we both thought it was
We
the
both thought
door.
it was somebody coming
Yeah.
in, man. We were both like, "What?" Duff man thought
They
that was
finally
the
had
funniest
enough
thing
of
ever,
you.
man.
I could hear you fucks over the fence.
Motherfuckers.
This is not cordial.
I sent this full of text.
Sorry to interrupt you, dude.
He tried to clown on Fletch and said that Fletch needed a permission slip to leave work or to leave to go out drinking one night. And I said,
He said that?
yeah, Flatulent did. And I said, we sent the only permission slip we needed to King George 250 years ago. Shut the fuck up and get over it.
Oh. So you,
Whoa.
so you were
I
saying,
know.
I don't know how it gets so
this
racist all of a
dude,
sudden.
this dude's gonna do. You know who you
was
need
the
to
joke.
listen to for inspiration for your stand-up? Nick Swardston,
Oh yeah.
dude.
Oh, he's in the
I could totally see you doing that bit.
Sandler crew.
Oh, yeah.
He got fat now too, so we have something in common. One of my
That's not what I was talking
No,
about.
I
but,
know.
you know.
My
Roll with
homegirl
it.
from back in the day, she was actually my first girlfriend in California. And when we were in third or fourth grade. I still know her to this day. She was at the wedding. And she's chill, whatever. Her family's all from Minnesota. And her cousin, I haven't kept up with her a lot. He was like a rapper dude, like a white rapper in Minnesota, but he was also very much in the music, and he would like roadie for people. So he set up sound. He was the sound guy for like the only one I can remember right now that was the biggest name was like Buddy Guy, and I was like, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not like Buddy Guy's popping and selling out the Golden One, but you know what I mean, like to sound check and do the sound for a legend. That's kind of
Anybody,
fucking
yeah.
sick, especially when you're in that fucking
Oh yeah.
industry, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Sorry, that was fake. We got a new bit. Was that a joke, or is Duffman really that drunk? So the other day, no. So that dude knows him, Schwartzen. They like went to school or some shit.
Oh, I got you.
So that
We get there.
Way around here. It's a 5-hour flight.
You said you were getting back into working out, but
we're a bunch of
you didn't have
stoners,
to run
man.
that far.
There's no layovers over the ocean, motherfucker. That's a direct flight.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, I love me some Adam Sandler, and I'll still rep Adam Sandler. I'm gonna get an Adam Sandler T-shirt, motherfucker. I remember one time I was watching.
Buy me one.
I was watching whatever the video show was in high school with Carson Daly, and they would like interview guests or something, and like it was the hot
I feel like
shit.
that was a test. You're waiting for one of us.
I don't remember the name. Total
TRL.
Thank Jinx.
Jinx.
Gotta suck my dick, huh? Anyway,
oh, hey,
so
whoa.
no.
That was. I never heard that one. But
We went from legal
You
weed
know-
to you have to suck my dick on a Jinx
you
bet
won't
real
beat me to the
fast.
punch on that one again, dude.
You guys don't play by those rules? I don't know. So anyway,
I
I
definitely want to win that one.
I see Sandler in like an Escalade, late 90s or whatever, and he's in an Escalade and he's got Snoop in the Escalade.
Because, of course.
And
Because how baller is that?
Sandler was being like, I'm SNL alum, I'm movie guy, I got this Disney picture coming out. He wasn't saying that, but he wouldn't hit the blunt. And they were vibing hard. And I was like, you look like you already hit the blunt. You won't hit the blunt on camera. I get what you're playing. But it was just like, he's down, bro. Like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
all those guys. Like, I didn't know. I mean, we dabble in mental health, and I know we're getting way the fuck left.
No,
we're out
no,
here
we're
in
not, dude.
Korea
This is
right
what-
now. What's up? I was just at the Peace
This
Treaty.
is what we
yo.
said
What up?
episode-
No.
Episode 19 was going to be like homies around the fire pit, bro. Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. You pick up any tail out there in North Korea? Well, first of all, it wasn't in North Korea. But yes, I seen them both. Yo, you know I got some tail. Man, I got to touch the wig. I ran my hair through the wig, dog. It's like, dude, I didn't know you were gay. I didn't know he was either. It's a match made in hell. Anyway, fucking, we can cut all this shit out.
No, that's staying. I'm going to start a hashtag. Duffman, stop making orange do work.
You guys need to just do a segment
.com.
with like a bunch of clips.
No.
Fuck you. You still need to do an apology for the...
Yeah, I do.
For last...
We're not bringing it up. Fuck off, dude. Why'd you have to bring all of this shit, dude?
I'm sorry. What were
I
we
was
talking
like,
about?
fuck.
You
Cool
were
story,
the,
babe.
You were the... Now go make me a sandwich. Man, I'll fuck your couch. Dude, I didn't know that was a real thing.
My
But
boots.
fucking people's couches?
Did you know about this?
I just cleaned off a bunch of cum stains off the couch today for my fucking 13. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh!
It's drool, but it looks like cum and it's fucking hard, dude.
Oh!
It's drool.
I didn't...
It's on the pillows.
Have you heard about
Fresh.
this?
Fresh and I are looking at each other across there like.
Actually, you know what was funny? So my ex's best friend from back in the day, who was like my frenemy homie, like one of my oldest friends. I don't see him anymore, but like it was like we boys and shit, and then we have a beef, and then we don't talk, and then we're boys or whatever, and like I've seen him every now and then, but whatever, no beef, all love, whatever. But his sister was best friends with my ex. She was the one at one of those instances where we were all friends again and all hanging out and stuff, and this was right before I broke up with my ex. We were over there, and she started telling me about that. She dropped that, just slid it into conversation. Other than he's gonna go ahead and fuck your couch, and I was like, "Pardon me, miss. What did you just say?"
Fuck your couch.
Like I didn't know that. Yeah, but not like that. Fuck
She
your
didn't
couch.
even say
Fuck
putting
the
my
fucking couch.
boots on your couch.
No, it wasn't the Dave Chappelle, Rick James joke. Apparently,
There's a thing.
there's a said group of gentlemen out there that if you.
We're using that term
We're using that too
loosely.
We're losing that term as like the fucking Bunny Ranch alumni vagina.
98.7%.
What were you
living in
saying
their
now?
mom's basement.
No. So fucking, she said there was this thing about fucking the couch. And she said, you got to be careful who you let sleep down steps on the couch. Because I was walking downstairs to get the water or whatever, and I went to get a water, and homeboy was bare
No.
ass popping
No.
the cushion.
No.
Popping the cushion, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She's like, "I'm so sorry, I got drunk and I was really horny and I fucked your couch."
Oh my God.
And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like this is
I
a regular
wonder-
thing, you know?" And she started giving me. She gave me a list of names longer than the list of names that Steve Buscemi and fucking Happy Gilmore crossing them out with lipstick of people that she knew that had fucked couches. And I'm like, "Baby girl, you're hanging around the wrong circle."
This story needs to be sent to Rick James.
James, bitch.
Yeah. Fuck your couch.
Why am I gonna put my boots on somebody's couch like it's something to do? That's
Perfect. I'm gonna call you out on it. Isn't it Big Daddy that Steve Buscemi's crossing the names off in?
No, Big Daddy's was the test my Sam the.
Oh, I am testing
Test
it.
my
Steve
Sam the game,
Buscemi
son.
and even in Happy
When
Gilmore?
was it in Happy
Actually,
Gilmore?
I will come in with the answer.
What is it?
He's
We're both
writing
wrong?
down what people owe him, as in
Big Daddy.
one
Billy
Big Mac.
Madison.
What?
Oh yes,
Oh.
and it is.
It's Billy Madison.
Big Daddy.
Did I say Happy
No,
Gilmore?
it's Big Daddy. It's
And you
Big
did it
Daddy.
early.
'Cause
No,
it's
it's
when
Big
they're-
Daddy. It's when he
when
bought
they're
on the McDonald's
rollerblading
breakfast.
and
I'm
he's
crossing
throwing
everything
the,
off the
the
list.
logs
So
out there.
you're-
No,
It's Big Daddy.
No, in Big Daddy, it's fucking
He's on shrooms, dude. He's like, I took a lot of shrooms in the 80s.
no.
That was when he was on
Daddy.
stand in Big Daddy.
Daddy.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about when Steve Buscemi So Steve Buscemi,
No, I know.
Buscemi,
Yeah.
tomato.
Yeah.
I haven't known him. Hopefully, one day when I meet you, Steve,
Dude, that would be the shit, bro. I'm on the train.
You'll tell me the fucking right way to
Yeah.
pronounce it. But he's
Right
in,
before you hit that
He's
piece.
in all the early movies.
Oh, love
in
him.
Billy Madison, as I hope to have said earlier, and probably fucked up 5 minutes ago.
You said Happy Gilmore.
both times.
time.
Yeah,
No, just the first time.
both times.
No,
but
earlier.
I'll go
like-
back to the tape.
All right.
I meant Billy
I'm
It's
Madison.
saying
fine.
for sure the first time.
This is fun.
Billy
I'm glad I brought this
Madison.
up because I was like, I wasn't trying to be a dick, but I think you're wrong.
He's in the spelling bee, and the guy is in the balcony. And he's
So
gonna
what's he doing
shoot
in
him.
Big Daddy when he crosses off the list? What did you say? It was stuff he owes him?
No,
he's
it was-
writing down
yeah.
things people owe him.
Yeah.
So
he said
he
he was
buys
going to
him
get him. He
breakfast.
said he was going to get him an egg McMuffin. but it
Yes,
was
and
after
he didn't get it
breakfast.
because it was closed, and he was like, "Yeah, motherfucker."
They stopped.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that what you were thinking of?
That's
So what do you
I could
think of
leave
that?
I'm
now,
thinking
by the
of
way,
Billy
because I got a
Madison.
ding from Fresh.
No,
That's
you
all I
got
came
a
here
ding.
for.
That's all you came
Oh
for.
no, double ding is a takeaway, so you're at 0.
Oh,
but
shit.
anyway, try to get another
it's like-
ding though, buddy.
That's like
I
a
don't
two-hand
know what
tip.
he's talking about.
Should we shut the door? No.
What door? No, it's fine. What door's open?
Stop the bugs. The garage door.
Oh, actually, I thought it'd get better. I mean, that's not better.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Least
there's
they're not
1,000
bugging
bugs
us.
I
on the
don't.
ceiling.
I think it'll be
That's what
fine.
happens when you record into Outhouse.
We got company
got
over. We've
bugs.
been having beers and
We're
shit.
having fun. This
Right
has
on.
been a lot of fun. We haven't. I mean, hell, man. I'm really happy you're here. This has been a good time.
Yeah, dude.
We had
thanks,
some.
thanks for being on
We
the
had a lot of
show.
fun growing up. That's for sure. I love that you immediately brought up the dot when you had a chance to talk about something. That was quite
dot.
riotous.
Oh, the birthmark.
No.
No,
The
not
car.
that dot. That's funny.
The car.
Oh,
Hey.
the
That,
dot.
that was another ding.
Oh,
You know what
Well, that was
like when I actually got to listen back to that. The funniest thing was the fake laugh
From
The fake laugh?
afterwards.
What?
I think it was Duff, or
No.
it might have been you. It might have been Fresh. Goes ah,
No, some of my-
and everybody started laughing
Yeah.
like it was this totally forced laugh.
I don't
I
remember
don't
that.
remember that
Forced
one. I'm
laughter
gonna
is
go
the
back and
worst,
check
isn't it?
that.
We'll have to
because
listen.
I don't-
Hey, the listeners have spoken.
Sometimes my
Right?
laughs just sound like that, bro.
It's
Yeah.
better
I
than
can't
the
help it.
laugh can they put on your favorite sitcom. I was
Yeah.
eating lunch at home the other day, and it was actually Friends, and I love Friends. But you tune out the canned laughter. You tune it the fuck
Have you ever
out.
watched when they cut it out though completely?
Super weird,
Awkward,
right?
bro.
Laugh cues are there
They're
for a
way
reason.
worse than your first boner. That shit is awkward.
Wait a
as
second.
Fuck.
I remember
What
the
was wrong
Haven't
with
you
your
ever
first-
been
No,
scared
I
by a
thought it was
boner?
the-
Come on.
Well, so
You were never scared by a boner?
No,
You
I-
never thought to yourself, what the fuck is wrong with my
Okay,
dick?
well now that you got to put the negative twist back on it for Christ's
Negative.
sake.
I don't.
It was all
remember-
positive until you fucked it up for the rest of us.
Yeah, we're trying to be P3 over here. This is a guest star, man. He's more P3 than you.
I'm
This-
being
this is
real,
your
son.
show.
We
No.
all had problems with our first boners, dude. Did you ever have a testicle descend so far because you were in a cold ass pool that you thought maybe one of your balls was gone and you didn't know if you should tell your dad or not?
No,
Because I did.
No, so that happened to me, but way later.
Like what? 32? Like yesterday? When?
Speaking of,
That would be great if you had to tell
me.
Nikki.
No,
jump
like,
off the
soon?
roof.
I was in Nikki's bed at her apartment,
Oh.
and one morning I was this. So I'm like I'm a ball. I don't know what you call it, a ball toucher.
Aficionado?
No, like
You like to fondle your balls.
I felt
Yeah,
a
I
lot
did
of
play with-
balls in my
Play with your
day.
balls every
You know
once in
those-
a while.
you know
Best
those-
line from Waiting. Whenever you're bored, play with your fucking balls.
You know those
Play with your nuts.
Scratching my nuts is one of my favorite thing to do.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, I was at Nikki's mom and dad's house. It was
Whoa!
one of the first barbecues I was ever there, and I'm sitting there. Oh,
Just
I know.
full on-
We don't have an extension. We were.
What
looking.
happened?
It's funny. He's the laughing. He's a body laugher.
I know, he's moving too much.
Well,
We we should turn the mic around. You guys can cuddle.
I got extensions. I'll bring one next time.
No, well, next time he's back, you'll be back though.
I put my hand on my shit when I'm sleeping, and I love a fucking morning wood.
Yeah.
I'm like Tony Soprano, clockwork motherfucker. Between the hours of 6 and 7:45, I got a boner. That's why I can't go to work early. So anyway, I'd be playing with the balls, and I'm pushing around on them and shit, and I don't know, it sucked up in there. Like, I pushed it up in there, and I was like, oh my God, I pushed my nut, like, up into some unknown cavity. And I freaked out, and I did this little, like, hip check, like a soccer move or something. Hey, hashtag World
Hoping it
Cup,
would fall out.
hashtag
Hey.
Russia.
Woo,
And I
England
just
got
went
lucky today.
oh, and I like did this like Elvis little twitch in the bed real quick, and it popped out, and my heart was beating hella fast, and I was like, holy shit. Like, because A, I didn't want to wake up and have to say, I'm sorry, we can't go to Starbucks this morning. I need to go to the emergency room. B, I didn't want to, she ain't gonna, maybe she would, maybe she wouldn't, but I mean, the balls don't go in, so I guess you could live with a guy that only had one ball, but we didn't want to.
We didn't want to find out.
We didn't want
When I was a kid, I got in the pool. It was so damn cold. I really was afraid. This is a true story. I'm being real with you guys.
I wish I could remember my first.
I was scared.
I wish I could remember my first boner, but I do remember
No, I don't
vividly
remember
the first time
my first boner.
I jerked off.
Do you really?
Yep.
No.
I
don't
know it
remember
as
that. Do you
clear as
remember that?
day.
What's that?
The first time you actually like.
The first time you jerked off, you meant to say.
No.
Let me tell you something. Hey, let me tell you something about having 3 boys. When the second one hits puberty, you can't pour Drano down the fucking tub fast enough. That's Dad, the tub's backed up again. What'd you guys do in there? Nothing. It just happens. It's ridiculous.
Right. In their half puberty voice. Nothing.
Nothing.
It just happens.
You better
Meanwhile,
shut your mouth before I beat your ass.
Do you ever get a voice
Tangelo,
crack?
meanwhile, could probably wrap me up in a pretzel right now. That kid's a beefcake,
Oh,
man.
that fool's.
Dude, he's huge.
That's scary.
Dude, he's
That
huge.
ain't right.
Mandarin's getting even bigger. Tangelo.
Hey, we got to make sure to ask him about that dent in the hood of his car.
Oh, yeah. We'll ask him on the podcast.
What's up,
That's going to
bro?
be funny. He's getting to that age. You know what I mean? He's almost there. It's weird. We went.
It looks like he
We
was
went
pressing
camping
up on
last
some
year.
girl on the top of the hood of his car. The hood
Oh,
of his
no,
car
there's
is all
definitely a
dented.
dent in the hood of his car.
It almost looks like 2 butt cheeks.
It almost
I was
does.
like, he's not
It's a
that
little
tall,
deep,
though.
though.
So I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
yeah,
see,
how'd you
we were on
get
the same
back
page.
All I
there?
gotta say is the acorn don't fall too far from the tree. You know what
Oh,
I'm talking
no.
about?
Oh, we ain't
I'll
mad
point
at
out a country road. Look, the dot might have been ugly, man, but I will, to this day, stand up that if I could get laid driving a car like that,
The
that's
Datsun
bigger
BT10.
game. That Datsun was, dude, I broke the passenger seat in that car humping.
Yeah, but
And
it's relative.
no, dude, whatever. It doesn't matter. Relative my ass.
If you had that car
No.
now, though,
Whatever. I
like,
still roll it. You don't think Mama would love me if I drove a Datsun? She kind of crazy. She might stick around.
I don't
Yeah.
want to get down that.
But had
rabbit
I
hole.
showed up the first date with my Datsun, you don't think she would have stuck around?
You know, one time
It's an interesting
Be
question.
best Uber in that.
I
shit.
had a beater.
Yeah, don't roll up in the Datsun.
I had a beater,
I have
and
a
I
car
took
like
this.
I-
Figured we were gonna get shit faced, so I just Ubered it.
I took this girl to senior prom. That's so funny. I thought you were the Uber. I was like, what is all this conversation about? I was like, why are we worried about the parking? You're just going to drop him off and drive away? I was like, fucking come here. And then I, at the corner of my eye, like you're looking back and forth between both drivers or both people, and I don't know you, so I don't know what you look like. I'm this fucking Uber driver. What's he fucking worried about? And he's going like, no, go. You can't park here. And I'm like, fucking park here. What's going on? And then he goes around. I was like, oh shit, that's him. I thought it was the Uber. And you heard me in the car because through the window you're like, oh, like you laughed. I was like, oh shit, I'm an idiot. I felt so bad. No, but I remember the
felt
first.
bad.
I
That
already
shit was
forgot that
hella
shit.
funny. Yeah, that was hella
I remember
funny.
the first time I jacked off. So
Wait,
I love how
wait,
smooth.
we just
Hey,
went around the
this
Pacific
guy is so
again.
smooth with his segues.
Yeah, I love it.
I remember the first time I twisted
just
it a
real
little bit.
quick. Oh man, I mean I could save that. I'll write
The first
it down.
time you jacked off was probably real quick. I believe that.
It was.
So yesterday I was.
Do you really remember?
I for sure do.
I'm
Well,
oddly
because-
intrigued because I don't fucking have a clue. Do you
well,
have a clue?
And this is
Here's what I could tell you.
I remember the first time I got
The
laid.
hands weren't involved for a long time before I realized you could. That was part of the equation.
Well, dude,
what the hell are you talking about? You used
Like
to
they were
suck your
just
own
like
cock?
just
Look at
like
this.
rubbing on shit.
oh my God! I woke up Saturday morning after
Humping
a
pillow.
drunken
He was
night
humping the
after-
couch. That's why he wasn't laughing earlier.
That
He was
shit
like, I didn't know
still
I could
happens.
use my hand. I was fucking the sofa.
I was so hungover Saturday morning after softball. We had the late game. We were out drinking. I got home late. The new Nas album came out. I was smoking blunts, laying on the floor in the garage, just banging this album on repeat. Nikki's, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, can you hear that? She's just like, it's fucking loud, man. What's going on in here? I got like fucking box cabinet speakers in there, all this shit. I was feeling good. I was feeling really good. I woke up in the morning and I'm like in a drunken stupor, like telling her about the evening because the baby and her were asleep. I fucking put my hand in my pants to fuck with my balls, as I told you that I do. Check the status of the morning wood because it's like 7:30, and I was like, well, I know 7:45. I still got some time. Let's see what we can do. And mid-conversation, I'd be like, ooh, I think I had a wet dream because I felt like dried cum on my boxers. And I was like, too bad I don't remember it because like sometimes when you wake up and that happens and you're like, oh, fuck, I just fucked the mattress when you're thinking about whatever you're thinking about.
What's weird is I never had wet dreams.
Oh, this just happened Saturday, homie.
I can't remember if I've ever fucking had one.
Really?
Yeah, maybe I jerk off too much.
I
Maybe
think
I
I'm
don't need
good.
to do it in my sleep. I clear that shit out by like 3, dude. When I got fixed a couple weeks ago, they're like, you need to get 16 ejects in the next 6 weeks. I was like, Tuesday around 3 sound good for you? Like,
I love
I'm gonna
doctor's
be
orders
fine.
like that.
Yeah.
Love doctor's orders.
dude,
I
don't
touched
worry
on
about
that
me.
in
I'm gonna
the-
get 16 in the next
You're
6
gonna have
to
to take a sample back.
16 fucking hours.
Well, we had a
I
weird...
got some problems.
Sorry, dog, you got the sloppy episode. I don't know.
No, this has
we're
been
just
fun.
stoked. We're
I'm
vibing.
I hope
am I
this is-
blushing?
This is very
No,
sloppy.
you're cool.
Am I blushing?
It's sloppy, but like he
Fresh
said,
keeps on looking over at me.
he needs to get going.
He
Yeah.
cranky.
Because I'm the only one that doesn't drink heavily.
It's hard to be around a bunch of drunk people when you ain't drunk.
yeah,
No,
I found
I
out on
know.
Wednesday.
And I'm not drunk. I've only had a couple, sir. So anyway, it was
I didn't
weird
say you
because
were drunk. I said drinking.
no, I was talking to somebody else.
Tell
so
it.
anyway, we had this weird thing. I don't know what it was. In junior high, people would. You remember when people used to say you're gay or
Yeah.
fag? Like
That was an insult. And it
that
hurt
was
your feelings. 'cause
an
you didn't know
insult.
why.
Well, they used to say this shit. Oh, you jerk off. Oh, you jerk off.
Yeah, that was an insult.
And I was like, huh? And I kind of didn't realize what it was. And then I got out of the shower one day, and it was in the middle of the day. I don't know why I was taking a shower in the middle of the day. And I lay out.
you were jerking off.
No, I didn't. I went into my room, and I had the towel on because you walk down the hall in the towel, you know, and you get in the room. I closed the door. I sat on the bed. I took the towel off, and I just started out of nowhere, just pulling on my little dick. And I remember how small it looked in my hand. And I was just like, I was
Too
like,
detailed.
fucking
Wait,
12, cuz. So
I thought the hands were tiny then.
they were.
Just kidding.
I was in Deadpool baby arm and a 9-inch dick. Come on. I mean, I was 12. Fucking forget about it. 12, 13 years old. It was small.
I couldn't
It was a
help myself,
12-year-old
I'm sorry.
dick. No, you're fine.
Don't worry about it.
apologize.
Mine's
That's
still
comedy.
small.
Though.
We don't have to worry
That's cool. And I'm just so I just start fucking racking on that thing, and all of a sudden the goo comes out after, it wasn't that quick. It was a minute and a half or something. And it's pretty good for your first jack off.
That's a long time.
That's a
to
long
get-
This
time.
story is
Just
fun.
figuring it out, and I'm getting this boner, and I'm pulling on it and shit, and I was like, holy shit, I just jacked off. I do jack off. And at that moment, I knew what the insult meant, and I was petrified, and I was like, fuck that. That shit felt amazing, and I've been doing it ever since.
I don't even know how I get to P3 from this kind of
No,
talk. here.
yeah, I mean seriously.
I'm trying.
You want
I remember-
You want to
That shit
transition?
was hilarious.
Oh, I remember. I used the personal massager.
I just want to write that joke down. I'm going to get laughs off that
I got
joke.
you back.
You guys want to hear about the time I shit in the yard?
We've been worried. I've been wondering.
No, we don't have time. I'm going to save it.
What? All right.
It'll be one of those
that's a
hanging
different
loom
one.
stories.
All right.
That I got that story. I got this story. It's all good. Yo, fuck you if you hate me, and thank you for listening.
Fuck you. I don't know how I get so.
We'll edit
positive
that out.
about
You're
it.
talking to
edit
like
that
7
out.
people, man. You just alienated 3 of them.
No,
Come on, man.
I ain't got no friends.
Help.
Just me and my junior high dick.
Help the numbers.
Man, when I fuck my wife, I don't think about hot bitches. I think about my adolescent penis.
What the fuck?
Hey, yo.
My adolescent penis.
Yo, who do you think about when you fucking your girl? I think about Blake Lively. I think about the first time I jacked off in 7th grade, dog. It was all small.
It was so innocent.
Like I said,
It was for the love.
Listen to Nick Swartz. I keep jerking this thing out.
Yeah, me too, man. That's what my whole last 20 minutes has been about.
Seriously. Way to catch up with the conversation, Pepto.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what we've been
so what are you
talking
guys
about.
talking about over here?
What the fuck?
Sun's out, cock's out. I can't wait to have a swimming pool just so I can go skinny dipping. Nick, I'll be like, Nikki.
I want to watch you slather fucking giant swabs of fucking sunscreen on it. Like it's a hog.
I feel like one time I just got to get a wicked sunburn on it just to know to never
No,
do
that'd
that.
probably be a terrible idea.
I'm kind of like that way. I'm just like, fuck
All right,
it.
can we get off of dicks, please, and jacking off and stuff? I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Sorry.
got a little derailed there.
Sorry to bring you down.
That's the
I
beauty of editing and post, mother,fucker. You
Yeah.
just clip the tip, just like a circumcision.
Okay.
Oh, you thought I was done with dick jokes.
He is
Oh!
on fire.
Hey, so what else about dicks? Let me tell you this one thing. This dick I work with at work, every time I go to take a shit in the morning, he pops it through the glory hole and it goes,
What? You got a glory hole at work?
Well, we're talking about dicks. Tell me, how's your dad doing over there?
Oh.
Hey. Sorry, that was a dirty crack. Speaking of dirty cracks, how's your mother doing?
oh my God, I love the smell of a woman's butthole. I ain't afraid of that shit. I would get back there. I'll eat that pussy from the back, and every now and then I'll just take it like a rail of Coke.
P3, baby. P3. And that's your P3 moment.
Yeah, I was going to say, today, P3 is brought to you by whoring, prostitution, and syphilis. Fresh, take it away.
Wow, that actually fits really well with this. Weirdly, every experience, no matter how bad it seems, holds within it a blessing of some kind. The goal is to find it. That is the Buddha. And that is a really weird inner meaning with what the fuck you're talking about, Duff Man.
Well, the weird part was when you said that this really fits with this.
It does. Like, look at it.
Sorry.
Think about it.
Yeah.
No matter how
Yeah.
bad it is.
Oh, for sure. Because it's like, well,
Everybody take 30 seconds of silence to think about it.
That's right.
I'm just kidding.
It's
the
got
listener in the
underneath.
car is getting super awkward. They're recounting their life and thinking about the first time they jacked off.
Unsubscribe.
Well, the point is, every experience, you're going to learn something from it.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. No, that's for sure. And to get back on topic, hashtag P3, positively, positive positivity. A mistake is a fucking gift. If you don't learn from that mistake and find a way to make that either better or right or whatever, or feel good about it and reconcile with it, and then turn around and make that fucking mistake again, mutual combat, motherfucker.
There you go.
You guys need to look up Jocko Willink. He does a little bit on that. And it just
Jocko who?
Jocko Willink.
I
He's
don't think I've heard that.
He's that former Marine. He's got like a podcast now, and he's like a motivational speaker, and he talks about that. He just says good every time one of his employees comes up to him and talks about something. Oh, this happened, that bad thing happened, or whatever. And he says good. Didn't get that promotion. More time to get better.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get that project.
You get the
Time to
next one.
learn why we didn't
Why you didn't.
apply it to the next.
And then how can you get the next
Right.
contract? Exactly.
Nobody's getting better. You know, I make Jacob listen to that. Like, nobody's getting better on their way home from a 4-for-4 game with
Sure.
4 RBIs. They're just coming up. Did you see all those hits? That was awesome. You
Yeah.
were the best hitter on the field today. Great. Nope. It's those hard tears streaming down the face. 0 for 4. An error in the field. All that stuff.
And
It's
that's what gets you to 4 for 4, right?
Like, I don't like the way that feels. I'm going to go work my butt off all week for my next game,
Exactly.
and I'm going to tear it up.
Exactly. And that's why it's like, that's what I was telling you out there. I'm not paying attention to anything that's not creating positivity or good vibes or good feelings, because that feeling of when you got smashed 10-0 or whatever, like, take away the good things from it. I had an RBI, or well, you wouldn't have an RBI if it was 0.
Okay.
But hey, I made that catch in the outfield.
Yeah.
But
You know
how
what's weird
can
about
I
golf?
get on base next time?
Okay, well, you know what's weird about golf? We play golf this weekend is that no matter how good you do at golf, you always find the fault. So it's weird. It's the exact opposite where I know the best round of golf I ever shot, and I know the two worst shots I took on the golf course that day. I don't remember anything good other than that.
Oh, well, that's
That's
sucks,
it.
though. You got to remember
Isn't that
the good
weird?
ones.
That's
See,
a human condition. I should
ones are
have
what-
good moments from that day.
Well, to your Samuel L. Jackson
Right?
thing, which was great yesterday, that helped me out a
Oh,
lot.
right. Well, okay.
That
So
was-
for those that weren't golfing with us yesterday, I had just heard, maybe through the grapevine, maybe this is incorrect, but that Samuel L. Jackson was in a Pro-Am, and he had a couple bad shots, and he was like pissed. He was yelling. He was pissed off, and the caddy, because he had to have a caddy for this Pro-Am, was like, "What are you so mad about?" And he's like, "I can't." And he goes, "You're not a good golfer." It's like, why are you pissed?
Exactly.
Like, just enjoy this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing what you do. That's it, man.
Yeah,
you
you're
gotta just
fucking Samuel L. Jackson, not
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
keep being Samuel L.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
You're here to hang out and drink beers and swing the sticks.
Right.
like Tiger can make that
Would you
shot.
would you
can't,
find
man.
it odd if Phil Mickelson came into
Yeah.
Hollywood
Yeah.
and was pissed because he had a bad cut?
Why is nobody hiring me? Not even
Yeah.
that he got a bad role or a bad movie. Why is nobody? Because you're not a fucking actor, golfer. Go fucking fuck the
You
cart
are
girl.
a character, however.
And maybe we'll give you a cameo. You want to be an executive producer? What you got on this TPMG or KPMG? Fucking wear that ugly ass hat. You know they be fucking paid.
You got to
Yeah.
feel bad for Phil this week, man. He had a rough weekend. It was the Open. He couldn't finish a hole. He's gonna catch grief for that.
What do you
I've
guys
never
think
been
about
for a
that?
long
What do
time.
you guys think about that? Like, seriously, when professional, the winning score was 1 over.
Well, I think that the
That's a
USGA
low,
says that they want the winner to be even par. So that's what it is. What it is. You know what? This is what I think. I think it's hard. I think it's really tough. I think these guys get paid a lot of money to play golf, and if they don't want to fucking play, stay home. Don't bitch about it.
I
Don't
was
show up
just-
at the fucking tournament. Fuck
I
off.
was just talking
Give
to-
somebody that wants to be there a chance to fucking win it.
I was talking to Erratic about that today. We got on a whole topic about a bunch of shit, but it came down to people bitching. We were talking about basketball because he's a big basketball head. Bitching and complaining. And we were talking about DeMarcus Cousins at one point, and I was like, where did you go, bro? Who the fuck are the Pelicans?
Yeah.
We just got the second round draft pick. How much money did you make to play basketball? Like,
Yeah.
we love you, all this shit. So then he's like, yeah, man, that shit's funny because I was just watching celebrity mean tweets. Is that Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, and they said they made DeMarcus Cousins read his, and they said, DeMarcus Cousins, you look like an angry lesbian. And he's like, bro, I love Big Cuz, but I lost my mind. That shit was hilarious.
That's
And they
pretty
made
funny.
him
That's
read it. And, like, he just had this look on his face. And I was like, bingo, bitch. Fuck the Pelicans, dog. Like, you are... every play, they complain on some ho shit. Like, quit arguing these fouls. You look like a chump.
It's
That's
soccer,
what I was
though,
saying.
too. World Cup's going
It's
on right now.
Almost all of them.
I've actually been watching. It's weird. It's sports. Sports have
It's
become
not
entertainment.
really baseball, though. The only time you get is
Yeah.
when somebody... When they
They'll figure out a way.
when they hit him on the sleeve with the
Yeah.
ball and they try to claim hit
Yeah.
ball, like that's probably the bitch's shit.
Probably.
But there's not flopping. There's not like you hit me with the ball. Like I saw Giancarlo Stanton. We was watching the game, and he had the fucking the chin plate on his face.
Yeah.
And Nikki's like, why is he standing like that? He has this closed stance now, and he has the chin thing on his face. I was like, he must have got hit in the face at one time.
Yeah.
I wasn't super familiar with him because
Yeah.
I have AL East tunnel vision. I only watch AL East. And sure as shit, we're watching this game. Dude breezes one by his fucking head. He starts talking shit, walking to the mound, and they're like, this isn't good. This is the guy that hit him in the face 4 years ago. And I was
hit
like,
a bomb
fucking
of him.
damn
Yeah.
right. You hit that dude in the face with a baseball, which could have fucking killed him at 99 miles an hour. I would beat your ass too.
No,
Mutual
it's dangerous.
combat,
It's a weapon.
motherfucker.
It's you're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Dude, that shit ain't chill.
All right, shitheads. You can catch me on Twitter at Mr_Orange25. Check out at Mama KGB at Mama_KGB. And swing by the outhouse, vote on the FOB, and don't forget I'm probably going to do a Deep and Out House with this guy while he's here if I get a chance. Thanks for listening, shitheads.
Yo, I am the Duff Man. Catch me at Duffman916 on IG and the Twitter. Search SSDT on the Apple Podcast app. Download and listen to the show, shitheads. And finally, we have some final videos coming to your way. So get
That's
ready.
Gonna get done.
We're going to get some videos
We're gonna
going.
get it done.
There's going to be audio visual in this motherfucker, Freshie. Let them know.
Yeah, hit me up on the Twitter at JT_fresh with a 3, not an E, which I just informed you that I do have a Kings jersey.
That's true. You
has
did.
that exact on
You need
it.
to put that on the Twitter,
Yes,
son.
I will. Hey, hashtag SSDT on all platforms. You want to find us, you want to get at us, anything you want to say. Hey, you might even get on the podcast. Look at this guy right here, Pepto.
That's true. Thanks for coming
coming,
out, buddy. You got a
Yeah.
Twitter? Yeah, we need to start at Pepto.
Right.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Thanks for
Nobody
having me
got
on,
somebody.
guys. It was fun.
That's right. We'll help him out
Glad to
with
have
that.
you, man.
Hey, remember, check us out. iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud, man. We're on all this shit. And we're coming to YouTube, baby, very soon. Good night, shitheads.
Hashtag first time I jacked off.
Adios, turd nuggets.
What happens when you